ascension in here, you can cut it with an electric toothbrush. It is electrifying.
And that sends shockwaves through this arena.
What am I talking about?
Hello, everyone. We are in Amsterdam, the mecca of kickboxing, as Glory is set to unveil some of its plans for the upcoming year here in 2025. And, of course, it will be dominated by the last heavyweight standing tournament, which begins on April 5th. This year-long five-event tournament will be throughout the year, of course, starting at the Rotterdam Ahoy. Tickets are on sale now. You can go to glorykickboxing.com to register your interest. That April 5th event will feature 32 of the best heavyweights on the planet in 16 fights as they vow to become the last heavyweight standing. We are pleased to announce our new partnership with RD Dubai for the 2025 calendar, a distinguished name in the real estate industry, as well as our longtime sponsors, Unibet and Fairtex. Without further ado, how about we meet some of the fighters competing in this year's last heavyweight standing tournament. Up first, ladies and gentlemen, the number one heavyweight in France, coming off a fresh win at Glory Collision 7, Sofiane Ladouni. And making his Glory debut, ladies and gentlemen, this man in his last fight broke his arm and still knocked out his opponent. He is Bosnian Steel, Ahmed Krinchik. And we all know this guy, the former interim Glory heavyweight champion of the world and the Glory 85 heavyweight tournament winner, Tariq Cookie Osaro. And this man has hands of stone and a granite chin, capable of knocking out anyone in the world. Here is the Romanian tank, Ionut Iancu. And now, the man representing Turkey. He's called the Butcher, and he's ready to create some chaos, Murat Aygun. This man is regarded as being one of the top heavyweights on the planet today. Now he comes to Glory to prove it. Serbia's Rade Opacic. His fights in Glory have been nothing short of wild. Introducing the Estonian KO machine, Uku Jurendal. No tournament would be complete without our next fighter. He fought in both the heavyweight and light heavyweight Grand Prix last year. Bahram Rajabzadeh. And coming back to Glory for the first time in almost 3 years, one of the most popular figures in kickboxing today. He is the Goliath, Jamal bin Sadiq. And now, please welcome to the stage, Glory's CEO, Marshall Zalesnik.
All right, welcome everybody. It's really great to see you all. Happy New Year. We're thrilled to be able to announce this new tournament format. We've got a video to show you. We'll walk you through the tournament structure here in a minute. A couple things I want to say. Kickboxers are different. This sport is different. When you think about what Bahram did last year, fighting 8 times, no other combat athlete is willing, in many cases, to do what these fighters are willing to do. And when you see the structure of the format, you'll understand what I mean. This is not a scenario where a fighter will fight once, wait many, many months before they fight again. These fighters, in many cases, not only fight once in a night, fight 2 times in a night, potentially 3 times in a night. Nobody else can do that. No one else can deliver it like Glory. And now let's run you through the tournament format and play the video.
The heavyweight tournament once defined the sport of kickboxing. Now Glory is redefining the heavyweight tournament. Starting this April and culminating at the end of the year, Glory Last Heavyweight Standing will feature the most innovative competitive format in the history of fight sports. It will highlight both the world-class skills of the combatants as well as the chaos that accompanies tournaments, making it a must-watch spectacle. In order to win the Last Heavyweight Standing tournament, a fighter must win a single fight in a night during the opening round, win 2 fights in a night during the qualification rounds, win 3 fights in a night during the finals. Let's break down how it's all going to work. Phase 1 will have 2 rounds, the opening round and the qualification round. The opening round of Phase 1 will take place in April 2025, with 32 heavyweights competing. These 32 heavyweights will each compete in a single fight against another tournament participant, with each opponent being selected by random draw. The 16 winners from the opening round advance to the qualification round. Taking place in June 2025, the qualification round will randomly divide the 16 remaining participants into groups of 4, forming 4 separate 4-man tournaments. The 4 winners of each 4-man tournament will earn their spot in the Last Heavyweight Standing Finals at the end of the year. Comprised of new entries as well as participants who impressed during the first phase but failed to qualify for the finals, Phase 2 will kick off in August 2025. The opening round of Phase 2 will feature 24 heavyweights, each competing in a single fight against another randomly selected tournament participant. The 12 winners will advance to the qualification round, taking place in October 2025. At the qualification round, those 12 fighters will be randomly divided into 3 groups of 4, forming 3 separate 4-man tournaments. The 3 winners of each 4-man tournament will earn their spot in the Last Heavyweight Standing Finals, taking place in December of 2025. The 7 qualifiers from the first 2 phases will be joined by a wildcard entrant to form a one-night, 8-man heavyweight tournament. Over the course of that night, that 8 will turn into 1, and the baddest heavyweight standing will be crowned.
So as you can see, the tournament will require fighters to compete many times during the year. And as I was saying, the way kickboxers are built and what they're used to doing in terms of how many fights they're willing to fight on a night and in a year allows us to do something that no one else can do. One of the questions that I know will come is Rico participating in this. This tournament was built in anticipation of Rico not participating. Rico and Glory are working on a couple of initiatives that we hope will have some news for you soon, including defending his belt. And part of what we're trying to do here, of course, is give a platform for so many unique fighters, obviously with 32 beginning and with the potential of having potentially 56 heavyweight fighters competing at one point. Another piece of news on the tournament front for us is we'll give you more details soon, but as you saw at the end of the year, we did a collaboration with Rise on the featherweight tournament. We are now in talks with Rise to do a multi-event featherweight tournament that will kick off this year as well. We'll have more information for you on that, so very exciting for Glory. As you know, I was here 4 years ago or so, and for us to be in a position to announce our events and our schedule, we're very proud of the hard work the team's done to be able to do that. Let's see. I think we're probably ready to go to questions. Okay. Thank you.
I'll start with the first one. Jamal, you're back. We've missed you. What's it been like for you to be on the outside looking in as Glory continues?
Well, First of all, I'm very happy to be back. It's been a long time that I didn't participate inside the biggest fighting organization, but yet again, I'm happy to be back.
All right, I've got a question here for Ahmed Kernchik. You're coming to Glory on a 9-fight win streak. We don't know too much about you. How would you describe your style, and what do you hope to do here with Glory?
First of all, thank you all. Thank you, Glory, for chance to be here, to be part of that tournament, to be part of the best fighter in the world, the best heavyweight fighter now. And I think I will show good technique. I will show the best movement, the best flexibility, mobility, when you ever seen in heavyweight fighter.
Looking forward to it. Also looking forward to the return of Cookie Osaro. You've won a heavyweight tournament before. What are your thoughts on this last heavyweight standing battle royale tournament?
I think it's a very tough tournament, very nice. As you can see, we are sitting here with really big guys, strong fighters. And this new tournament, last man standing stuff, will showcase really the baddest in kickboxing on the world. So I'm very excited to be part of this.
Bakram, you're back again. What a shock. You never say no to a fight. Was there any doubt that you would be in this tournament?
Ya katılmak istiyordum. Dövüşmek istiyordum.
No, I never had a doubt. I wanted to fight. I wanted to come.
He's sitting right next to Jamal Bin Sadiq. Is that a guy he'd look forward to fighting, or is that that too big of a challenge to think about right now?
Şu anda diyor Cemal'in yanında oturuyor diyor. Onunla diyor dövüşmek ister mi diyor yoksa diyor yoksa beklemek ister mi Cemal'la dövüşmeyi?
Ya dövüşün fark etmez. Burası bir ring platformu. Ringin kenarında dost kardeş olursak oluruz. Ama artık ring başkadır. Orada dövüşürüz.
This is a fighting platform, so I'll fight him. Outside the ring, we're all brothers, we're all fighters, we're all doing our job. Inside the ring, we're all professionals and we're doing what we have to do.
Awesome. We're going to open the questions up to the media, so we'll pass around the mic. Just feel free to fire away when you get the microphone.
Question for Jamal. Obviously, you came in with the belt. What's the meaning of it? What do you mean by this?
Well, good question. As you know, I'm the first one winning a Grand Prix back in 2018, and I had never a chance to defend my belt. But I get my chance now in April to defend my Grand Prix belt. So that's why I has bring it with me this time.
Thank you. Question for Marshall. Obviously, this tournament is great. I think that everybody is excited for a heavyweight tournament like this. But what about the other divisions, like the welterweight division or the middleweight division? Those haven't had a tournament yet, and I think that a lot of people would be excited to hear about some developments there.
Yeah, thanks for that question. Did Robbie ask you to ask that question? No, I'm teasing. Aside from these events that we've announced, there are other events coming where those fighters will fight and belts will be defended. In terms of another tournament, there's not a current plan this year to create another tournament, but you might see a 4-man or an 8-man in one of those weight classes. But the good news is we anticipate doing more events this year than certainly we did last year, and certainly maybe in any year in Glory's history. So we think there'll be a lot of opportunities for fighters to get those belt shots and to create new talent.
Thank you. And I'm independent, so nobody asked me anything. Question for Rade Opasic. Obviously, introduced as one of the best heavyweights at this moment. If you look at the heavyweight division right now at Glory, who do you think is the best fighter at the moment?
Oh, the best fighter? Well, obviously is Rico because he's a champion, but there is a lot of good fighters, And to be honest, I would like to face them all. So this tournament is a very good opportunity. This is gonna be, you know, a lot of opportunity to fight. 32 fighters. It's gonna be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Question for Marshall. We're talking about 32 heavyweights. I don't think there are 32 heavyweights in Glory right now. Where are you going to find these 32 heavyweights?
Now, I know Robbie did not ask you to ask that question. What I'll tell you is there are 32 heavyweights. That's not going to be a challenge. What we've done and with the work that Jeep and Robbie have done is they've already identified fighters that will participate and who are willing to come in and test themselves. We are calling out to any fighter in any discipline who thinks that they can compete in this, that we're willing to talk to them and bring them in. But the good news is there is enough top-level kickboxers who are willing to fight as often as this tournament requires that it's going to be a matter of us picking the best to make sure they compete here. That's not going to be a challenge for us.
And for me, final question, you just spoke about more events, more than ever before. And where will this be broadcasted? Because from what I've heard, the Videoland deal is not really a thing yet.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't decided. Obviously, Videoland will be our partner with the fight coming up at 98. We're still in negotiations with them. We're in negotiations with a number of parties. What I can tell you is our intention in any party that we end up partnering with on the media is to make sure that not only the Dutch fans, but certainly fans around the world have access to this content in a way that's convenient for them. And it's worth saying that Videoland is a great partner to us. We still have a great relationship with them. We're in constant communication with them. This is an interesting time for us because we are now launching what we think is a very dynamic product in this fight, in this tournament that is drawn a lot of interest. And so the good news for us, and I believe for the fighters and the fans, is we have a lot of great options that we're looking at.
My question is for Jamal. Jamal, Rico is not competing in the first brackets. What's your feeling about that? Because there's some unfinished business between you and him.
Well, as you're looking now at these heavyweights here around the table, you look at real warriors who are ready to compete in the strongest and heaviest tournament in the world at 5 April. So, look, I don't want to talk about this guy too much, but he calls himself a king, but he acts like a queen. So, I don't want to take their. I don't want to give him too much energy. So, if he's ready to fight, he can come. As well as for the other heavyweights around the world, when someone thinks he's strong and he can win from us, from me, he can join this tournament, and he can see what he can get.
Okay. This one's for Mr. Salasnik. You showed us some dates. Are there going to be dates in between with normal events? Because we only saw the brackets for the last man standing.
Yes. So as I mentioned, aside from this tournament, we'll have our traditional numbered series where those events will come in. The actual dates we're not announcing today. And then, of course, I mentioned the featherweight tournament with Rise. We'll have more information about that. And then a few other things that we're working on that will, I think, provide not only more opportunities to fight through fighters, but another platform for fighters to be exposed on. So there's dare I say, as we launch the year and, we've come from some internal meetings, there's more enthusiasm within our organization than maybe I've ever felt. And it's not only because of this tournament, but all the fighters that have been willing to step into it. It hasn't even been a challenge to get these fighters in. Fighters with real heart and real desire who really want to prove themselves are stepping up. And that's what we want as a promotion, and I think that's what these fighters want to compete against, are fighters like that. And so our intention is to get more opportunities for fighters. So, I mean, it's just now the third time I've mentioned Robbie, so Robbie can get off my back and tell me he needs more events. But we're going to do everything we can to keep fighters busy and get more events going.
Okay, my colleague just asked about Videoland, but is it possible that you are going to be shown like on DAZN or other platforms worldwide? Because it's going to be a different ball game if the people cannot watch for free. Netflix may be an option.
Yeah, I think everything you're mentioning is surely options. You know, when you're trying to build a business or grow a business, and in the Netherlands, you know, we are a top sport. There's no denying it. These athletes are stars here. We have work to do to grow Glory around the world, and one of the ways you do that is finding video partners that are relevant in every market. So we're trying to be very local in terms of how we evaluate every new market. Obviously, a group like DAZN, Netflix, they're global and have global relevance. So we're evaluating all that.
I have a question for Marshall. The fight between Jamal Ben Saddik and Uku is now already sold out a month before date. Why didn't Glory chose to do it in a bigger venue?
You sound like my boss. Yeah, I think one of the challenges any fight promotion has is trying to find venues that match the dates. As we were planning our year, and as we were working with Team Jamal and Jamal to make the event happen, it just sort of happened that way. We're actually thrilled that it sold out. For us as a promotion, to have that happen, to have it happen a month before is proof to us that not only do we have a great product, but there's real fandom around these fighters. And so the way to prove that is to put these fights on, see how you do, and then keep growing. This market has been so great to Glory. Our fans buy tickets, and we did great as we came to the end of the year last year, whether it was Collision and some of the other events that sold out. And we are very appreciative of the fans that come out. And for them to support Jamal, support the event, and Uku, and everybody else, this is so cliche, but it really does take a village. It takes fighters that want to fight. It takes a promotion that's willing to invest in the product, and it takes the fans to step up. It takes our media partners. It really takes RD Dubai, for instance. All of these groups come together to create a business and an industry. We can't do it alone, and we certainly can't do it without the fighters. And so we're really thrilled that that event sold out.
Sold out in 2 weeks without any promotion, without anything. So I think that's never happened in the Glory kickboxing history. I was unhappy that it took its stage in the Airtime Arena because it's, I think, 4,000 or 5,000. I had be happier to be in the Gelderdoom, but again, next time maybe it will be.
A question for Sofiane Laudini. You haven't spoken yet. Bonjour, my friend. In your last fight at Glory Collision 7, you looked better than ever. Do you agree with that statement, and how are you feeling coming into this tournament?
Franchement, je me sens très bien. Je suis très excité de rentrer dans le tournoi parce que c'est là qu'on teste les vrais boxeurs. C'est vraiment dépasser ses limites. J'ai fait un très beau combat dernièrement. Et franchement, je suis fier de moi, mais c'est que le début parce que je sais que je peux faire beaucoup mieux.
Yeah, I'm really excited about going into the tournament because that's where the real fighters are tested, and obviously very happy with the performance at Collision. Maybe one of the best, but a better is still to come.
Awesome. And Iancu, we haven't heard from the Romanian tank yet. You're a fan favorite. A lot of people are excited to see you in this tournament. What are your thoughts as you enter the last heavyweight standing?
Hello, everybody. I'm excited because I like to fight. You know, and I'm going to show them all that I will be better, and I'll show some power.
You're going to put on more weight, or you're going to lose weight between now and then? More muscle, less muscle?
Let's see, maybe a few kilos on down. Yeah? Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Well, I've got a question for Jamal Ben Saddik. Jamal, you talked about a lot of warriors around you. Who is the biggest one if you see us line up?
Well, I can choose. Look at my right, Bahram. You know what he bring inside to the ring. All people know when he entered the ring, it's full power and explosion, and he entertain the people. On my left, my opponent Uku. He don't need any introduction. I think when you look to his last fights, what he did. So very strong opponent. As well, I know Tariq behind me. I trained with him. Also a strong opponent. I don't know if I forget Murat. Again, Murat, I trained with him. A very strong opponent. So you look at real warriors here. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes. Last question to you, Jamal. What is the mindset you're going in for this tournament in differences with the fight on the 22nd of February?
Well, I want to show these fighters that I am I've a lot of experience. I am 13 years in the game. 13 years. I fight a lot of legends. Errol Zimmerman, Peter Aerts, Bonjaski as well. So I fight, I fight a lot of legends, and I'm happy that I shared the ring with him. Also with Rembi, one of my idols in the kickboxing. But these young guys now here, I think I have a lot to prove, and I have a lot to achieve, and I want to show them who's the best. And it's been a long time that I didn't fight, but yet 22 of February it's almost, so I can show the people what I'm capable of.
My final question is for Cookie. Cookie, you've participated in the tournament of Mars, and now you're going to participate again. A lot of change for you. What is your mindset instead of this tournament this time?
You said a lot of changed? What do you mean?
A lot of change in case of you've been going up your career, and then something happened, like you had some losses, and maybe in private things had happened, maybe positive, like you became a father. Had to change your motivation for your career now and this tournament to start with?
I think what changed the most in my glory career is that Robbie didn't give me enough fights.
Robbie again?
Because I fought twice. Yeah, I fought in the tournament last year. I lost my first match, unfortunately. And my next fight was like 6 months later, in September. Supposed to fight Uku. Got injured. I hope he's well recovered now. And asked for a fight on Collision. We were busy on that one. Unfortunately, that one didn't go on. So yeah, I am really thrilled to fight and just fight. Simple as that, as much as I can. And maybe I should stick more around Robbie and Koi Samui to get on more fights. But I'm very happy with this tournament because it brings another opportunity for more fights. Like I always say, I like staying busy and keep on going on with fighting.
Yeah, the next question is for Mr. Selesnik. You talked about the last heavyweight standing, the baddest guy on the planet. But is there any news on prize money, or is there no comment on that?
No, so we have over $1 million on the line of prize money that will be paid out through the tournament. So that's what's been set aside for the moment. That is obviously subject to change. It'll never go down, but it could go up from there.
And a question for Jamal. Jamal, you're fighting against Uku, of course. What do you think about Uku overall?
Well, a very strong opponent. A very strong opponent.
You can be honest.
I am honest. He's a very strong opponent. A lot of power, and he's shown that he has a lot of power. He has knocked out many opponents. As you can see on YouTube, you can see everything. So, as what I can see, he knocked out every opponent on his way. He had some losses, but he's, I think, inside the glory rankings, one of the strongest opponents at the moment.
And my question for Uku. Uku, you of course knocked a couple of guys out in the fights that you had. You got injured. Are you well prepared now to fight against Jamal Ben Sadiq? Of course, a very strong puncher.
Yes, first of all, I'm very happy that I'm back again. My back is good again, and it's fully healed. And yes, I'm really ready. And it is an honor to fight this kind of legend like Jamal. I'm really happy this kind of opportunity, and I promise to show fireworks.
Nice. And my next question, Opasic. You've chosen for Glory, of course, one of the biggest fight promotion in the world. Why did you choose for Glory?
Well, because the Glory is the #1 kickboxing promotion in the world, And what I let's say need here is a lot of fights, and that's what Glory is gonna give me. So that's that's one of the most important things as a fighter. So yeah.
And my last question for Mr. Selesnik. What I believe is that the light heavyweight tournament was one of the most exciting tournament of last year. I was so happy to see the light heavyweight competing like that. Why did you guys didn't choose for the light heavyweight to make it bigger as it already is?
Yeah, I agree with you. That was an amazing event, and the fighters did incredible. And obviously, many light heavyweights. As we start to announce more fighters that are joining in the coming weeks, you'll see some of the light heavyweights coming up to participate. I think, as I was making the comment, one of our goals is to grow this sport beyond the Netherlands and some of the areas where it's popular. There is a real fascination in the world with the baddest man on the planet, and that usually is the heavyweight. And we think with the depth of our heavyweight division and the interest in heavyweight fighters generally, that this product being distributed around the world is more likely to connect with fight fans who are curious, who want to see a unique tournament, and then see the biggest, baddest fighters in the world. And we've got them. 9 of them are here. There will be 32 competing in April, and I think that is a unique positioning for this tournament that is likely to draw more casual fans. But don't let that make you believe that we don't think a light heavyweight tournament like this, the last light heavyweight standing, isn't in our thinking. In fact, every division we think will have a last fill in the weight class standing. That's really one of the intentions we have.
Thank you.
How about a question for the butcher? We haven't heard from Murat Aygun. What are you hoping to display in this last heavyweight standing tournament?
Selamlar. Bundan önceki birkaç maç yenilmiş olabilirim ama ondan önce de 35 yeniliksiz maçım vardı ve bunu sürdürmeyi düşünüyorum. Yeneceğiz. Yeah.
Hi, greetings to all. I've had some unfortunate losses the last couple of matches, but I'm feeling very good, and I'm thinking that I'm going to come back stronger because I had 35 no losses previously, so I'm going to come back stronger. Thank you.
Rade, who's the one fighter that you look forward to fighting the most in Glory? If you could pick a fight, who do you want?
Well, all of them here are, good opponents for me, and will be, a big fight. But yeah, if I could choose one, I know for sure a fight with a Plazibat would be a big fight for us in Balkans. But everybody here would be amazing for me. So yeah, I'm just very motivated, and this tournament is good because you can fight, a lot of good opponents. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Does Plazibat like you? Do you guys have a rivalry?
No, we're good. We are good, but I think it would be very big for a Balkan people. A lot of people follow us there, follow the fight sport. That will fill arena for sure. But I just mentioned him. There is also, a lot of good. Also, for example, Levi Richters. I think it would be amazing to fight him. It would be a good fight, and anybody here, like I said again. So yeah, that's it.
Ahmed, I saw you nodding your head. Who do you want to fight in Glory? Who's the guy that's piqued your interest the most?
I think for the first fight, maybe Iancu.
The Romanian tank?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
He's never going to say no, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Cookie, what about you? If you could pick your first round opponent, who would you like to fight?
Soufiane.
Soufiane Ladouni.
He called me out, and Robbie didn't make the match. So, mon frère, let's go.
I asked him to say that.
Moi c'est pareil, j'aimerais bien boxer Tarek. Déjà parce que j'aime beaucoup sa boxe, c'est un très bon adversaire. Et depuis tout petit, je regarde le Mike Jim. Donc franchement, c'est quelqu'un que je respecte beaucoup. Et je pense qu'on pourrait faire un très très beau combat. Je suis même sûr qu'on fera un très très beau combat.
Yeah, he's somebody I would like to fight. I called him out before. Since I was a child, I was watching the Mike's Gym guy, so it would be an honor to fight him. I respect him a lot, but so let's do that fight. I think it'd be a great fight, yeah.
All right. What about you, Bahram? You've fought so many of our great fighters. Who's the one man you haven't fought yet that you would like to meet in this tournament?
Ya şimdi bakıyorum böyle güçlü sporcuları seçiyorum. Tamam mı? Çocuk gibi zayıfları seçmiyorum. Güçlü sporcuyu kazanacaksın. Şimdi şu an burada gördüğüm güçlü sporcumuz var. Ben Cemal'la dövüşmek isterim. Bu kadar.
I'm looking around and I'm seeing all strong fighters here. And if you guys know me, I never choose the light, skinny fighters. So when I look here, I'm seeing tough fighters here, as Jamal said, warriors here. So I would like to fight a warrior.
Yes, hello. We ask our Glory fans through social media to submit some questions. And the first one is for Jamal. How would you feel about a potential fight with Bahram, and how do you see it going?
As you mean in the tournament, or?
Yes.
Look, in the tournament, it's about showing heart and courage. And when he steps up with me inside the tournament, I have no choice than fighting him and show the people why I'm the Goliath.
And how do you see the fight end?
Well, as you know, my previous fights, it ends always with a big knockout.
The next question is for Murat. Murat, you suffered 2 defeats against Cookie and Janku. Are these fights that you want to take revenge on in a tournament?
Yes, of course. I want a revenge with the Cookie and the Janku, if it's possible.
And then last question for Tarek. Tarek, you previously won a tournament champion. You won the interim heavyweight belt. Do you see yourself as one of the favorites to win this tournament?
Yes, of course. I think that's why I'm sitting here right now. And it's up to me to give them something to be the favorite again in this tournament.
In the last tournament you fought Bahram. Is that a fight you would like to get back?
Yeah, of course. Every lose you take, you want the revenge on, so that's normal. I think it would be crazy if I said no. But we'll see how the tournament goes. And if I catch him in any of the rounds, that will be great. I have to put something straight.
Yeah, and then for Bahram, like Tarek said, he would like to fight you again. Is this a fight you were interested in?
Eskiden bir söz var, derler yenilen pehlivan güleşe doymazmış. Tarık. Ruby! Bak Ruby, bana light heavyweight'te dövüş vermediğin için mecbur çıkıyorum heavyweight'e. Ona da böyle büyük adamlar düşüyor. Sonra zorlanıyorum. Dövüşürüm. Seve seve.
There is a Turkish saying that he mentioned in the beginning, which is really hard to translate at the moment. So he says, but yeah, definitely I'll fight Cookie. A shout out to Robbie. You know, you always put me in these positions where I have to fight heavier and bigger people than myself, heavier fighters than myself. But no problem, I'll fight him.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. My first question is, Antonio Plazibat was mentioned, and can you give us an update about him as a fighter, and can we expect him to make his comeback this year?
Yeah, so we're in touch with Plazibat. Obviously, we all know he was injured prior to his last fight. He continues to work. He's training now. We're in discussions with him. As I mentioned, we'll be announcing more and more fighters in the coming weeks to get to that 32. But we have nothing to announce for him. But the good news is he's training and he's working his way back.
My final question. A few months ago at Collision, I asked you a question about fighter bonuses. It's been a couple of months. Maybe you could think about it a little bit. And what is the status now in KO awards, Fight of the Night awards? I see Ardu Dubai is here. Maybe they can put something in for the fighters to make it a little bit more exciting than it already is.
Yeah, at another time, we'll announce the bonus pool, if you will, for this event. So some of the things you're mentioning are included in the tournament structure here. And then the other thing, which I think is very relevant for us, is as we go from event to event and as this business gets bigger and bigger, I think probably was my answer at Collision as well, we can't wait to be able to pay fighters more and more. But we have an obligation to try to make sure that this promotion stays sustainable and we can build the kind of events that we're doing. So It's hard to get people to understand why the compensation is structured the way it is, but I can give you every assurance that Pierre, who has invested in this business for 12 years, wants nothing more than to pay these fighters more. But now the responsibility, all the fighters can look at me, is to grow this business to a point where the fighters can get paid more and everyone can make this their full-time job and be something that they're proud of. I'm looking forward, you've heard me say before, is to creating an ecosystem around kickboxing where everybody can benefit, from the journalists, from the media, to the sponsors, to the fighters, to the apparel, to the media partners. When we get this thing to the point where it is in the Netherlands, around the world, I think it's going to mean a lot of great things for a lot of great people, especially the fighters.
I have a question for Mr. Zalosnik. 32 fighters on one evening. Are we going to be there at 12 noon for lunch? Or how are you going to do that?
It's a good question. Bill Borson, who's our executive producer, is working on things now. We do know it's a long night. We know it's a lot to ask of the fans. We expect the fans to be there, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that that event is condensed to a point where the pacing goes very quickly for the fighters and for the fans. But positive that we will work it out. Bill's already got the right ideas to make it happen, and I'm sure we'll be able to do it.
Okay, well, I got a question for a fan also, because we updated the website. They asked me, it seems like Glory is doing an on-the-go planning. So you're saying we are going to get fighters in. What happens if they don't come in? The heavyweights. What happens then with the,
well,
last man standing?
Yeah, I can tell you we have enough fighters.
Uku, I know you don't like to talk a lot of trash, but I'm going to get my best shots to get to talk a little bit about your opponent, Jamal Ben Sadiq. You've already knocked out Badr Hari. You can knock out another big Moroccan, right? How do you do it? How do you beat the Goliath?
It's not nice to say it, never before. Like I said before in the interview, every time when I say something like this, shit happens. So I take my school from this, and let's see it in the ring. Definitely, it's going to be a knockout, either way.
Jamal, you could have probably picked your own opponent. You could have fought anybody. Why did you say Uku's the guy I want to fight?
Well, first of all, be careful what you wish for, because when I enter the ring, I bring some really knockouts with me, and that's also what the fans want to see. That's also why they are looking to Glory, the biggest kickboxing organization in the world, and that's why we have a sold-out arena to watch this fight, you know, and the people knows when I enter the ring, it's full of action, and but as I also know, Uku is a very dangerous fighter. He brings also a lot of explosion and power with him, so I need to be very careful. But I have a lot of experience, and it will be a good, strong fight. And again, he had a win over our legend Badr, so it's a little bit personal to win this fight for me, for my Moroccan people, for my Moroccan brothers and sisters around the world. So it's a little bit personal.
And Marshall, we've heard this, flirting with this for years. Do you think there will ever be a time that Glory can go to Morocco and have an event there and feature some of these guys? I know it's a cost-efficient type of question, but do you see that ever happening?
I can tell you it sits on our board as an opportunity for us. We know that the Moroccan government is investing in sport. They've got a number of the soccer tournaments rolling through there. The country is clearly interested in this sport. How can they not be with the fighters we have? And so I guess the short answer is yes, I can see it happen. The question is when. We're going to do everything we can to put ourselves in a position. And if the opportunity presented itself this year, we would do it. If it's next year, we'll do it there. But there's nothing greater than bringing fighters to a country that haven't had a chance to experience their heroes. And having been part of a promotion in the past where I got to see that happen, to see the fighters walk out in their home country would, again, be nothing would make Pierre and certainly our team more proud to be able to provide that to fighters. And it is something that we're looking at, honestly.
I want to add something for that. So it will be an honor for me to fight in Morocco in front of my Moroccan people who supported me for years and years and years. And I think that's also what they deserve to see us fighting there in Morocco with a lot of other great fighters. So I'm really looking forward to it, to fight once in my life, or more times in my life in Morocco. So that will be for me, I think, more than prizes and belts to fight in front of my Moroccan people because they are waiting for it.
And with that, how about we get a big round of applause for all these fighters? We'll bring them up to the front of the stage and get a picture as they get set for the last heavyweight standing tournament as we look for the baddest man on the planet. All right, thanks everyone as we wrap up the last heavyweight standing press conference, but I'm going to ask Uku and Jamal to stand by just a second and take a look as we get set for Glory 98 in Rotterdam. All right, so we'll turn our attention to this showdown coming up at Glory 98 in Rotterdam. As we've mentioned, it is already sold out. Uku, a lot of buzz surrounding this matchup. Where does this fight rank amongst the most important of your career?
Yeah, it's same like butter for me. Same important.
And why were you successful about Badr, and can you use that same strategy against Jamal?
We never know.
Okay, Jamal, give me a little more than that. What's your strategy? How do you beat someone like Uku? Obviously, you have the height and reach advantage.
Well, at the moment I was absent that I can fight, I was watching the heavyweights. So also I was watching Uku, what he did, how he performed in his last fight. So I know very well what he brings inside the ring. And I'm well prepared for that.
You say you're well prepared. We haven't seen you in several years, though. Do you expect any ring rust, any nerves that perhaps Uku could take advantage of?
Well, that's nothing what I think about, because as you know, maybe I'm fighting. I train with Said, and we have many heavyweights there. We have Nabil, we have Nordin, we have Francisco, we have Aygun. So there are a lot of great sparring sessions out there in Utrecht.
All right, let's bring up Robbie Timmers, our head of fighter relations, and get us final stare down as Uku and Jamal square off live Saturday, February 22nd from the RTM stage in Rotterdam at Glory 98. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, RD Dubai and Fairtex. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming. We will see you February 22nd in Rotterdam.